feels both royal and energetic at the same time. It is the capital of Spain and one of Europe's most exciting cultural centers, a place where grand palaces, crowded plazas, football passion, art, food, and nightlife all blend together into one unforgettable atmosphere. Unlike some European capitals that are dominated mainly by monuments or business districts, Madrid feels deeply alive from morning until late night. People gather in cafes for coffee, walk through elegant boulevards, enjoy long lunches, and stay outside talking well after midnight. The city has a rhythm that is slower in some ways and more vibrant in others, creating an atmosphere visitors often remember long after leaving. Madrid began as a small settlement but grew into an important when King Philip II made it the capital of Spain in the 16th century. Before that, cities such as Toledo held more political influence, but Madrid's central location made it easier to govern the kingdom from there. Over centuries, Spanish kings transferred the city into a center of royal power. Palaces, churches, plazas, fountains, and government buildings were constructed, many of which still define the city today. Walking through Madrid now is like walking through layers of Spanish history, from medieval streets to elegant 19th century avenues and modern skyscrapers. One of the first places many people notice in Madrid is the famous Puerta del Sol. This square acts almost like the symbolic heart of Spain. Roads from all over the country are measured from this point, making it Spain's geographical center in a symbolic sense. During the day, the square is filled with tourists, street performers, shoppers, and locals crossing through on their way to work. At night, it becomes even more energetic with lights and music. The famous clock tower here marks the Spanish New Year celebration every December 31st, when thousands gather to eat 12 grapes at midnight for good luck. Not far away is Plaza Mayor, one of Madrid's most beautiful historic squares, surrounded by elegant red buildings and archways. It was once used for royal ceremonies, festivals, markets, bullfights, and even public trials during the Spanish Inquisition. Today, the atmosphere is much more relaxed. Cafes spread across the square, artists sell painting, and visitors sit enjoying the architecture while musicians perform nearby. The plaza captures the classic image many people have of historic Spain. Madrid is also known for its royal grandeur. The enormous royal palace dominates part of the city with its white stone exterior and magnificent interior rooms. Although Spain's royal family no longer lives there permanently, the palace is still used for important state ceremonies. Inside are luxurious halls filled with chandeliers, gold decorations, paintings, royal furniture, and historical treasures. Nearby stands the Almudena Cathedral, whose modern interior contrasts with its classical exterior. Together, they create one of Madrid's most iconic views. Art is one of the things that makes Madrid truly world famous. The city contains some of the greatest museums anywhere on earth. The Prado Museum is considered one of the finest art museums in the world, filled with masterpieces by Spanish painters such as Diego Velázquez and Francisco Goya. Walking through the Prado is like exploring centuries of European artistic genius. Nearby is Reina Sofia Museum, famous for housing Picasso's powerful anti-war painting, Guernica. Another major museum, the Thyssen Mona artworks from across Europe and America, creating that many call Madrid's golden triangle of art. For anyone interested in culture, Madrid is one of the greatest cities in the world. The streets themselves also feel artistic. Elegant boulevards lined with trees stretch across the city, especially along Gran Via, Madrid's most famous avenue. Gran Via is often compared to Broadway because of its theaters, cinemas, neon lights, shopping centers, and lively atmosphere. The architecture there mixes different styles from the early 20th century and giving the avenue a dramatic and cinematic appearance. During the evening, the street becomes even more vibrant and crowds head to restaurants, bars, musicals, and rooftop terraces. Football is another essential part of Madrid's identity. The city is home to Real Madrid CF, one of the most successful football clubs in history. Madrid is immediately associated with the club's legendary players, Champions League victories, and huge fan base. Match days transform part of the city into seas of white jerseys and excitement. The Santiago Bernabeu Stadium has become almost a pilgrimage site for football fans. Madrid also has another major club, Atletico Madrid, whose supporters are famous for their passion and loyalty. The rivalry between the two clubs is one of the most intense European football. Food in Madrid is another major attraction. Spanish cuisine is celebrated worldwide, and Madrid brings together dishes from every region of Spain. Tapas culture is central to social life. People move from bar to bar sharing small plates of food while talking and laughing with friends. Traditional dishes include jamon iberico, tortilla, espanol, croquettes, grilled seafood, and churros dipped into thick hot chocolate. One of Madrid's most famous local dishes is cocido madrileño, a hearty stew made with chickpeas, meat, and vegetable. Markets such as San Miguel Market attract visitors who want to experience both traditional and modern Spanish cuisine in one place. Madrid lifestyle is also unique because the city truly comes alive at night. In many parts of Europe, streets become quiet relatively early, but Madrid often feels busiest after dark. Restaurants fill late in the evening, bars remain crowded past midnight, and clubs stay open until sunrise. Neighborhoods like Malasana and Chueca are especially famous for nightlife, music, creativity, and youth culture. Yet, despite the energy, there is also a relaxed social atmosphere. People spend hours talking, enjoying food, and simply being together outdoors. The city is full of green spaces that balance its urban energy. Retiro Park is Madrid's most famous park and one of its most beloved places. Once reserved for royalty, it is now open to everyone. Visitors row boats across the lake, walk under tree-lined paths, watch street performers, or relax near fountains and statues. The Crystal Palace inside the park adds elegance and beauty, especially when sunlight reflects through its glass walls. Retiro gives Madrid and a softer, calmer side away from traffic and crowds. Madrid is ultimately a place that combines elegance with warmth. It has a grandeur that expected from a royal capital, but it also feels approachable and humane. People visit the museums, football, architecture, nightlife, but many fall in love with the atmosphere itself. The sound of conversation in plazas, the smell of fresh food from cafes, the late night energy, and the sense that life in Madrid is meant to be enjoyed. It is not just a city of monuments, it is a city of experience, emotion, and movement, a place where history and modern life constantly meet under a Spanish sun.